kids, we are always warned not to talk to strangers online. Here are 3 creepy stories about what could happen if you're not careful while using dating apps. Number 1. I'd recently broken up with my boyfriend of 4 years and was really heartbroken. We had a really strong relationship, although some would describe it as toxic. I still loved him, but wanted to get back out there. While swiping on Tinder, I matched with one guy that seemed just my type. He was really funny and we vibed instantly. I had a really good feeling about this guy because we agreed on a lot of important things. We met and started going out. Eventually, we planned to hook up, and that was my biggest mistake. I went over to his place and he had created a really romantic setting. He cooked for me and set up candles. Even though I hadn't really picked up on any red flags with this guy, something just felt off to me. My intuition told me that we really shouldn't hook up, but we started making out. He asked to move things to the bedroom and we did. After making out for a while, he excused himself to go to the bathroom, leaving me alone in his bedroom. I usually don't do this, but since I felt so off, I decided to look around his room. While going through his bookshelf, I saw a tiny red light flickering. My stomach sank. It was a camera. When he came out, I confronted him and he became really nervous. Turns out, it was a setup. This guy was friends with my ex who planned this entire thing. He would tell my date what to say and how to impress me, all to get me on camera and use that to force me to get back together with him. Number 2. I had been going out with a guy I met on Tinder for a while, and he seemed to have a lot of emotional baggage. He was really sensitive and was quite open about his abandonment issues. He told me things got really messed up in his previous relationship, but I don't like dwelling on the past, so I never asked him for details. He was really sweet otherwise, so I liked hanging out with him, and I'd often listen to him rant. We'd been dating for about 2 months, and one day we decided to spend the weekend at his place. The entire time was a lot of fun. We cooked together, watched movies, and did some really intimate things. Come Sunday evening, he got a call and stepped down onto the balcony to take it. He came back in to tell me it was from his mother telling him that his dog had died. He was very upset and got teary-eyed. I felt really bad for him and consoled him for a few hours. I cooked, cleaned, and everything so that he could have company for a while. But when I told him I needed to go home for work the next day, things got scary. He wouldn't let me leave. He begged me to stay and jokingly locked the door. Apparently his building had some maintenance work and the electricity would keep coming and going, which is why my phone ran out of juice and I couldn't even fake a call to get out of there. Eventually I realized it was him who had turned off the main power switch. I hurriedly got out of there when he was in the washroom. It's been 3 years since this happened, but it still gives me chills to think about what could have happened if I hadn't realized it was him that turned off the power. What a creep. Number 3. A year ago, I was on Tinder looking for some fun, and I met a couple that was looking for a threesome. They were engaged and wanted a last adventure together before they settled down. They seemed pretty chill and we linked up at their place. When things got physical, they also got really awkward. Turns out the guy had more fun with me than his fiancée, and she hated it. She was clearly jealous and kept taunting us while we were in the middle of it. It was kinda odd, but since I didn't really know them, I had a good time for myself and got out of there. Little did I know, I messed with the wrong people. They're married now, probably, but to this day he still texts me to meet him, telling me his wife doesn't need to know and she's not as much fun as me. His wife sends me threatening messages asking me to stay away. I'm never getting involved like this again.